Okay guys, so today we're gonna make chicken pot pie. These are the ingredients. I use broccoli because I love broccoli. I use the sweet corn, and then I use the mixed vegetables. I use the Swanson chicken broth, and then you use the biscuits for on top. So I'm not gonna use the pie crust today, and then you go ahead and put it in one of containers like this. And then you bake it for about 45 minutes at 350 degrees. But I just wanted to show you the ingredients, but I'll be back and let you know how I go ahead and start it. Right now I'm just boiling the chicken. You boil the chicken. It could be chicken breast or it could be chicken thighs, but boneless. You're going to shred it anyways, but you put it in a pot, probably with like 3 cups of water, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper. Well, even at your taste. And then you boil that. So I'm just waiting for it to boil. And then I'll be back to show you how to put all the ingredients together. Okay, guys, so after the chicken is cooked and everything, you go ahead and you shred it. And then while that is going, you cut up a white onion. You cut up a white onion into a bunch of little pieces, which I'll go ahead and cut up. And then when I cut up the onion and everything, I'll go ahead and show you how to go ahead and put it in the pan. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so what you're doing now is you go ahead and you add butter to the pan. And then you put the onion that you cut into squares, you go ahead and you add it into the pan with the hot butter. And you let them cook until the onions get a little clear. And then as soon as the onions get clear, I'll come back and show you how to add the rest of the vegetables and the flour. Alright guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add all the vegetables. I usually use frozen vegetables because it's much quicker and easier. I usually get them at Fry's, or Walmart has a good frozen selection. So it's going to be broccoli, the mixed vegetables, and then the corn. Okay, so you add all that, and after the onion gets, like I said before, transparent. So then you add everything together. So you add everything together and just mix it really well. And then once this gets a little cooked, not too much, then that's when you go ahead and you add your chicken. And then you're going to add chicken broth to that. But you got to wait until all your vegetables get a little bit more cooked and defrost. So I'll be back as soon as my vegetables are ready to show you how to add the chicken and the broth and the flour and all that. Alright guys, so now that the vegetables are nice and cooked, what you're going to do here is you're going to add your chicken broth. Okay, like I said, this is from Swanson. You could use any kind of chicken broth. It depends on what you like. And then you're going to go ahead and mix that together. Stir it really well. Make sure it gets in there. Make sure you get all your vegetables off the sides of your pot. Sorry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add 1/4 of flour. So it's going to be 1/4 of flour. Okay. Depending too on how thick you want the sauce to be. And then you just mix it in there really well. Okay. And then what you do also is you go ahead and add 1/2 cup of milk. You could use whole milk or 2%, it doesn't matter. Okay, you add that in there. And then you mix it really well. Make sure it gets all good in there. Okay. And then right here, what you would like to do is add a little bit of pepper. Little bit of pepper. And then a little bit of salt. I usually add a little bit of garlic salt to that, so you can get that garlicky flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and add garlic salt. Okay. And then we're gonna mix that really well. Okay, make sure it's all up in there. And then you go ahead and hold that. Just mix it, mix it, mix it. And I'm going to add a little bit more milk so it can get a little bit more juicier. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add the milk. Mix it around. Mix it around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead and add the whole chicken in there. Everything that you went ahead and shredded. Mix it in. Okay. So you see how kind of thick that is and creamy.
Like your mama.
Okay, so just keep mixing it and mixing it. And then you just go ahead and let that all cook together. Let it get the flavor. And then while I'm doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and we're going to go ahead and butter up the pan.
Butter.
We're going to go ahead and butter up the pan, and we're going to go ahead and put the crust at the bottom, and show you what the biscuits are. Just let me go grab the crust. Alright guys, I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I'm just going ahead and get the crust ready. Okay, but first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and butter it up. Like I've done before, I get the napkin. Alright guys, so now all this is done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add it into your container. The one that you're going to put in the oven. Okay, so just make sure you go ahead and make it all good around the crust at the bottom. Make sure it's not, it's just evenly spread around it. So you get a good even look on there, the crust at the bottom. Okay, so then now what you're going to do is, I usually use the pie crust, but today I'm going to go ahead and use the Pillsbury and use the biscuits. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So many times that I've used these biscuits, it still makes me jump when I open it. So I usually get the eight one, and then I stretch it out a little bit, and then I place it on top. So you're going to go ahead and do all that for all 8 of them. Okay. Just stretching it out a little bit. Okay. And try to get like 4 and 4. So they could come out not always all covered. I mean, unless you really like it to be all covered up. But when you're cooking it, you know that the bread is going to go ahead and expand anyway and get fat. So you just do that. Okay. Just put it out. Make sure it's all even. Okay. I like mine to be really fluffy, the bread. And then, well, this, you go ahead and then you heat up the oven at 350. And then, like I said, you cook it for like about 45 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and that's what it's going to look like. But in probably about 30 minutes, you check it and then you rub butter on it so they could get a little bit buttery. But then we're going to go over here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Okay, and like I said, the oven at 350. Okay, go ahead and put it in there. And I'll be back to show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like when it's done. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece out so you guys can see what it looks like in the inside. So then you get your spatula and then you just cut it down like that. And then you serve it. Okay. And then that's what it looks like, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I've said before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell on the top so you can get notifications when I go ahead and cook again. Give it a thumbs up. And I'll be back soon to cook something else. And if you guys do cook it, leave me a comment. Tell me if you liked it. And send me a picture. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day. And I hope you guys are staying safe. Wash your hands and wear your masks.